Now at 6 o'clock, two Oregon sisters say the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office violated their religious rights by making them take off their hijabs during their arrest last year.
I remember her telling me, well, you can't wear it here. You're in jail.
So the sisters are suing the Sheriff's Department, coming up what they hope to gain from this lawsuit beyond a monetary settlement. And after being taken
Drew,
down 5 years ago.
It's coming back. We are coming to the Elk Statue in a few months. We'll come back to Portland. We'll bring you all the updates coming up on when you can expect it back.
Thomas Schultz on that story this morning. We're also covering the devastating floods in central Texas as the death toll continues to rise. We'll have a live report from the flood zone coming up as the 6 o'clock hour of sunrise starts right now. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Drew Carney. We have Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis standing by here as well. Getting us started on a Monday with Rod's traffic report and Chris's traffic report, Rod's weather.
We're interchangeable, aren't we?
Yeah. Actually, Chris has proven that to be true over the years.
We have a beautiful day coming up. It is going to be toasty this afternoon. I was getting up to 90, so not extremely hot, but hot enough you may want to get some activities done in the more comfortable hours of this morning. There's the rising sun from the Shalem tasting room camera out in Sherwood. Just a picture perfect, clear sky, gorgeous morning. 56. Sunlight starting to illuminate our capital down in Salem. 61 for you. You'll also hit 90 today. And then here's downtown Portland. Nice bright moment there. 59 degrees. I have us 77 at noon, and then we'll get up to about 90 degrees for a high. By the way, 5:29 this morning was sun up. Sun going down still after 9:01 tonight. Here's Chris.
Couple more days of those 9 o'clock sunsets, right? All right, let's get you out the door. And for starters, we'll take you over to the east side. Interstate 84 photojournalist Chad D. Hart has just made that transition from 205 north to westbound 84. Max tracks there over there on the right-hand side of your screen. You can see traffic is zipping right along there. I-5 from Clark County near the Interstate Bridge. That looks good as well. Quick check over at Tannisbourne, Highway 26. Rolling right along as well. There are no major freeway trouble spots out there just yet. Drew, we are off to a speed limit clip on this Monday morning.
All right, thank you, Chris. One of Portland's most recognizable landmarks is making a comeback. The construction project that will bring the Elk Statue back to downtown begins today. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz, we just saw him a moment ago, is live for us in downtown Portland covering the story. So Thomas, we talked about it earlier. This has really been a long time coming.
Yeah, Drew, a really long time coming. Look, it's been 5 years since we last saw the Elk Statue here in downtown Portland. It was removed after being damaged in 2020 protests. The landmark is finally going to come back here along 3rd and 4th Avenue. It's a 125-year-old landmark, and it's going to take a while to bring it back. Construction is going to last over the winter here in downtown Portland, and while that's going on, it'll close Main Street between 3rd and 4th Avenue. It's not going to be very cheap either. The city's spending $1.5 million to bring back the Elk Statue. City officials plan to restore it to its original character while also adding mechanical upgrades. And Portlanders we spoke to are just thrilled it's finally coming back.
It literally, in my opinion, will bring a brightness back to the city that I personally felt has been missing.
If we have to wait 5-6 months for some construction to be done to bring back, a beautiful part of history, let's just allow it, folks.
So why not? 5-6 months and then it's coming back. Now, speaking of those construction impacts, for the next few months, once again, Main Street is going to be closed between 3rd and 4th Avenue. Traffic signs and flaggers will also direct drivers around the closure, and those some of those traffic signals are already out here behind us as they're planning to begin that construction here today. Now, once again, remember, while this is happening, if you are commuting downtown, even whether it's part of your morning commute or if you're just coming downtown, keep in mind that 3rd and 4th Avenue will be closed for the next few months. Drew?
All right, Thomas Schultz live for us this morning there in downtown Portland. Two sisters are suing the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office and 3 detention center officers after they say they were forced to remove their hijabs during their arrest. This happened last June when Serene Abwelhawa and her sister were arrested after taking part in what they described as a peaceful demonstration for Palestine at Portland's Grand Floral Parade. According to court documents, Serene was taken into custody after lying in the street in protest. She claims that one of the female officers at the detention center demanded that she take off her hijab. Court documents show her sister was also forced to take off her hijab.
I remember her telling me, well, you can't wear it here. You're in jail. And I responded with, just because I'm in jail doesn't mean I'm no longer Muslim. Like, I'm not taking it off.
Serene also says she was forced to take her mugshot without wearing her hijab and was seen by male officers while waiting to be released. The charges against the sisters were eventually dismissed, but they say they hope their lawsuit brings change to how people wearing religious coverings are treated during an arrest. We did reach out to the sheriff's office, but we're told they don't comment on pending litigation or any circumstances surrounding it. President Trump spent the 4th of July holiday signing his new spending bill into law. What's now known as the Big Beautiful Bill will extend the president's expiring 2017 tax cuts, but it will also threaten to cost millions of Americans their access to Medicaid and SNAP benefits, and it's projected to add more than $3 trillion to the national debt over the next 10 years. Supporters say the bill will eliminate wasteful spending and fraud while making the federal government more efficient, but critics say it's really just a tax cut for the wealthy. Advocates for low-income families in the state of Washington say they're concerned that cuts to SNAP benefits could lead to hungry students at school. For more on that, here's Maddie White with our sister station in Seattle.
This was an advisory group that looked at how to make Head Start better.
Each day, Joel Ryan works on ways to better serve Washington's youngest and poorest.
We are already strained 100%. Yeah. We have wait lists across our state.
But today, he's worried wait lists will get longer for Head Start, a child care and early learning program in Washington.
More families might seek Head Start services.
Trump's sweeping policy bill threatens to make a 20% cut to a food aid program called SNAP.
If you reduce access to SNAP, that creates additional barriers for kids to be able to get school breakfast and lunch.
Right now in Washington, about 40% of low-income public school kids automatically qualify for free school meals under a provision tied to SNAP. Under Trump's bill, families who lose SNAP benefits may still get free school meals.
The paperwork isn't easy.
But only if parents go through an application process.
Sometimes they speak a different language other than English.
The state superintendent's office echoed that sentiment, writing, quote, fewer students would be identified for support. Ultimately, more children would go hungry during the school day. That's unacceptable. We know students can't learn when they're hungry. Meals at school should be as guaranteed as textbooks or transportation, essential tools for learning.
Again, that was Maddie White with our sister station in Seattle. Meanwhile, in Clackamas County, the Gladstone School District says it's planning to cut more than 30 positions, in part because of rate increases to Oregon's retirement plan, better known as PERS. Gladstone Superintendent Jeremiah Patterson says the school system has to up its PERS contribution next year by 14,000%. Overall, Gladstone will pay more than $2.3 million to PERS next year. And the superintendent expects this problem to last for a while because he says PERS payments are set to go up over the next 4 years. We asked to speak to Superintendent Patterson, but our interview request was denied. All right, before we get to Rod's forecast, check this out. A bald eagle is soaring free again in the skies above western Washington. Crews released the bird back into the wild last week. He was found injured near the Port of Tacoma more than a month ago, starving, dehydrated, and with multiple fractures near his wing.
The eagle crawled up the riprap into the bushes, and it was pretty tired and debilitated, so he wasn't that hard to catch.
This bird was essentially not going to make it if it didn't get help.
The eagle was released close to where rescuers found him because it's believed that he has a mate in the area. The Urban Raptor Conservancy in Seattle also put bans on the eagle to identify him in the future. So the release was the middle of last week, Rod, a couple of days before the nation's birthday. Yeah. The national bird was sent back out into the wild.
Probably down flying over Hazeldale by now. Where else would you want to be, right?
To meet your mate.
Exactly right. There's a look at our Chinook Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. We have a beautiful day. This is going to be getting hot this afternoon. I mean, not crazy hot, but I think a lot of the valley will reach 90. It'll be maybe 70 along the parts of the coast. Here's Chinook Casino Resort behind me. You can see some low clouds and then blue up top. The low cloud deck is expected to push out to sea as we get rolling through the morning hours. We'll see. 50 is the number there. You get inland, it's pretty much just perfectly clear. Here's a look over the summit of Mount Hood, and just as warm up top at 6,000 feet for the most part as what we're seeing here in the valley. 57 is the current number. So when that happens, as warm at the lodge as the valley, you know, the overall bubble of air, what we call the air mass, is really warm and just ripe to see those hot afternoon temperatures come. Should be above 80 at government camp. So if you're going hiking up in the high country today, don't overly dress. I mean, it's going to be warm, and of course, plenty of sunscreen and a hat and water. You know the drill. Here's the Rose City camera. A beautiful Sunday morning. 59, again, pretty similar to being up at Timberline. 61 in Beaverton. Wilsonville, 58 is your number. Good morning to you. 55 in Kaiser, out in Almsville. Good morning. 60 for you, and Albany also coming in at 60 degrees. Our march of temperatures this morning takes us up to 77 at noon, and then 82 at 1 o'clock, and then it'll quickly feel on the toasty side after that. Here are the afternoon highs expected. I think Portland will make it to 90 for a high. This shows 89 at 5 o'clock, 92 in Salem, Albany. Mid-90s in Central Oregon, 95 out in Pelton. So much of our state going to be 90 or better today when you get inland from the coast. 90 today in Portland and tomorrow. Wednesday cool down. Could be a cloudy day, mid-70s. Morning clouds, afternoon sun on Thursday, a little warmer. And then we could be back up to 92 on Friday. Right now it looks like the upcoming weekend will hold in the mid to upper 80s. And that is your, I mean, it's usually dry this time of the year. And that's what we have, a dry 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Rod.